Hey-o.
Hey. How's everybody doing tonight? Looks like we got a lot of people here, and we're excited for tonight because we have some people we haven't talked much to. So we're getting to meet a couple cool dudes to introduce their books in our universe, because it's really the first time we've ever really had any interaction. And I think this is really cool. So I'm kind of excited to talk about it.
And it's always better to have guests, because then we don't have to hear Derek as much, which is always a big plus.
Well, with that said, we're going to welcome Heroineburgh to the show. How you doing?
Hey. I'm great, man. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. Yeah, we're happy to have you. And we also have Marvin Wynn. Hello, Marvin.
Hello.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So we just want to say hello to the chat here. We have quite a few. I have to scroll way back. Looks like we got Casey in the house. She was one of the first. We got Crazy Mad. Hello, Crazy Mad. Hello, Casey. I've got pop-ups covering up the chat. That's not good. Good stuff. Comics Gator, thank you so much for popping in. Heroineburgh's in the chat too. Who else do we have? Marvin's in the chat. All right. Mrs. Good Stuff. All right. There we go. Joseph Murphy in the house. And Mo Biggs. It's a pretty cool trailer, but I wish we could see what the producer of the Ugly Tongue trailer could do with your IP. Here we go again.
Already.
Yeah. So I want to cover something real quick here. I want to thank members of our chat and people that we know in the community. Mrs. Good Stuff, Amanda B, and Jim Cox especially. They showed up for the Ugly Tongue live stream, and it was just really cool to have you guys have you supporting me. That was a fantastic thing. If you guys don't know, my band had a live stream over the weekend, and I did post that at the top of the chat. If you guys want to follow the link, you can watch it live again. If you haven't watched it at all, go up and follow the link, and hopefully you'll enjoy some music, some original music. We do have a cover song in there that you might enjoy, and we had a great time, so thank you so much. If you don't know, Ugly Tongue is the band at the beginning of our show. So when you hear that guitar riff, that is ours. And they're also in our trailer. Not the trailer you just heard, but the original trailer on our Indiegogo page for Ballad of the Celestials. So, all right. Well, with that said, I think we have Crazy Mad with the question of the week. Let's go back up. Question of the week. Let's put it up. Would you rather Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone?
Now wait, time out, because Crazy Mad is this fighting them now? Fighting them in the 80s? Like, because that's a huge difference. Because I ain't fighting either of them in the 80s. Because
in the
ridiculous.
80s.
No, they were both ridiculous.
Fighting Arnold as the Governor, yeah.
Yeah, I
mean
they're still both pretty big dudes.
Or the Governor when he was Conan.
I mean, in Total Recall, he had an axe, and he gave the girl the axe, and then he hit the guy in the face with his fist. And I think the fist may have hurt more than the axe.
You're probably right. Oh, hey, the Art and Times of Jay Ryan. First time in our chat. Awesome. Yes. Thanks for joining us.
But I mean, Stallone was a trained boxer, so I don't know. Like he might do more damage.
That's true.
Boy,
Schwarzenegger was bigger, so he's slower. So you may be able to avoid some of those blows.
But how tall is Stallone? Because I feel like he's short, but I don't know if that's just because the people. Is he short?
I think he's shorter than Schwarzenegger, even maybe. I don't know.
No, I know that. No, because Arnold's tall too. He's not just a big dude; he's tall.
He's listed at 5'10", but that's Hollywood jargon.
Stallone's 5'10".
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's not that short though. I mean, that's like an inch lower than me.
No, but I'm thinking Arnold's probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Is he really? I didn't think he was that tall.
Dude, didn't you ever see?
He's always at the Arnold in Columbus. Don't people know how big he is?
don't you remember that picture where he's next? Is it Andre the Giant and Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah, but those guys were mega. They were.
But
big.
he still looks big though, and I'm saying that's how tall they are. So it's no way he's like 6 foot.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, so Crazy Mad said, let's do both then and now. Now I would fight Schwarzenegger now. He's not in the greatest shape anymore. He can probably still hurt you though.
You think Arnold's in less good shape than Stallone right now?
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
I can't remember either of them I've seen.
Don't you guys think Stallone is still in great shape?
Well, Stallone is still using steroids, so.
Yeah. But he's
but that helps in a fight.
That's why he can stay in good shape because he's still juicing.
Yeah, I think Stallone would put the hurting on you, man. I really do. Casey said, if we're choosing at what age, I choose single digits. Yeah, before anybody.
Oh no, I would choose Schwarzenegger when he's doing Copland. He gained like 150 pounds for that. Right. You know his body. His body was so used to being muscular that when he did that, I think he went to the hospital because his body was like, "What is going on?" Like he got in serious problems just to do that role because of that.
Crazy. Mo says, Arnold, fuck your freedoms.
So Arnold's 6'2". So
probably sound more like the FU than I wanted it to, but I tried to make it ah. So Mo says the secret to fighting Arnold today is the cough. He'll be afraid to touch you.
California.
Yeah.
California.
Whoever made the Last Action movie, I'll take the other guy.
Arnold did Last Action.
Yeah,
so
I hated
Stallone.
I really did.
Yeah, well, the kid was annoying.
And yeah, the art and times of Jay Ryan's right. Being strong and being able to fight are two different things, though. They're correct.
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess in real life, probably Stallone is a better fighter.
Well, it depends if he hits you.
Yeah, if you get hit, you're going to hurt. That's for sure. He's got a lot of power, and it's like a freight train moving. So, yeah, it's going to hurt. Way to go, cusser. My wife's calling me out because I said fuck. The correct answer is fight Arnold. Stallone is a trained boxer. Is he trained, really? Yeah. I guess he did Rocky, but does that mean he's trained?
Well, in the third or fourth, they actually were hitting each other.
Oh, okay.
I know one of them, they were actually, because he wanted it to look as good as it. I think it was 4. I think him and Lundgren actually punched each other a bunch of times.
All right. Casey said, I don't think Sylvester would punch me back. It could be true. He said, I thought this was a wholesome Christian stream. Uh-oh, here we go. It's all your fault, Murph. Hill, the art and times of Jay Ryan. So Crazy Mad says hello. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Okay? Not a wholesome Christian stream.
No. I mean, Derek knows where he's ending up.
We're not as terrible as Kevin can get, but we try to keep it as wholesome as possible every night.
Derek is what if you called him a pagan would be damn it, I messed it up because I can't.
Yeah, you did.
Pagans would be insulted. Yeah, move on. Try another joke.
Mo said this is a Righteous Gemstone style Christian stream.
Oh man,
that's exactly. Pagan is people against goodness and normalcy, right?
Yeah.
That show is great. Oh, yeah. It's so funny.
If you guys haven't checked out that show, I would say watch Righteous Gemstones. It is a treat.
But it is like if it is adult, like it's
very offensive.
It's an R, yeah.
But if you grew up in or had any experience in the Christian realm, it just gives a nice little.
But it's definitely a heavy R. It's like
it's just a fun viewpoint. Mrs. Good Stuff says I'm allergic to wholesome. I would agree with that. I would. Yeah.
Do they make fun of Bible Man?
No, not Bible Man, but I could imagine that it would show up at some point in that show.
They should.
They probably will do it. They probably will. That's pretty funny.
Oh man.
The youngest son, the youth pastor, he'll probably end up doing that, honestly.
That would be
I could see that. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, Casey's calling us evangelists. We are. We're evangelists for all the comic books that are out there.
For Comicsgate.
That's right. We're evangelists.
For good storytelling, good times.
That's right. So we're trying. We're trying our best.
Good looking ladies.
We try to be all about good news. We try not to be negative.
Yeah, sharing the good news.
No matter how much Mo tries to bring us down,
Mrs. Good Stuff says, preach. Okay, now we better rein Kevin in because, we don't want him to go over
being
the edge.
pretty good tonight. Like, I think I've been very good.
We got a couple minutes before we want to get into Heroineburgh and Marvin's stuff here. So we are going to showcase them in just a few minutes. But Kevin and I wanted to showcase some new artwork. And we want to just show you some of the new stuff we have on its way. We're working towards a metal trading card for our $3,000 goal for our campaign. We're currently, what are we at, 2,300 right now?
Yeah, a little bit over it. Yeah, a little bit over.
And so we have about $700 to go. That's quite a jump to get there in the next couple weeks before the end of our campaign. But we are trying to push. With that said, we are going to do this. I'm going to share this window. This is going to be what you get if we get to $3,000. So this will be on a metal trading card. And that'll be our first stretch goal. I think we might have made our stretch goals a little big this time, but it's all part of learning.
It's our first time. We're going to live and learn.
Yeah, but I think that's a pretty cool goal to get to. So if we can give a nice little treat like this to everybody, that'll be.
It's going to be metal.
Yeah,
it's going to be metal.
Mo Biggs, I'm the anchor that gives this channel license to soar.
That doesn't make sense. Anchors don't soar. It's the total opposite, Mo.
I feel bad for you, Mo.
That's the total opposite.
Joke fell flat on its face because of Murph.
Let's do to Mo what he does to us every freaking week.
So Mrs. Good Stuff says, yes, do it for me, people. I need the trading card. See? People need the trading card. That's right. I appreciate that. But this is going to be in pencil. We're not going to change this. This was in the pencil format. We're going to leave it in this like black and white, probably gray tone on the metal card, not color it. Unless something comes out funky in the process, then we might color it. But I'm thinking it's probably going to stay the way it is.
Yeah, we're still waiting to get our samples of doing it a couple different ways, and we'll see what looks the most bad. We always go with that rule. What's the rule, Derek?
If it ain't sexy,
sexy and cool. If it's
That's
not
right.
sexy or cool, that's the decisions.
Murph says, I hold you down just enough. I mean, Mo Big says, Murph, I hold you down just enough to keep you from crashing into the sun.
Thank you, Mo. That makes me tear up. That's honestly the nicest thing he's ever said about me.
Yeah. Too good. All right, so we got one more thing. Show some original artwork. I don't know if everybody's seen this yet. Maybe
no, we haven't shown this to anybody.
In the update, I did put it in the update.
What?
So only the people that back the book.
Oh, yeah.
So
of course.
it's quite a different panel, but it's still part of the same viewpoint. So there you go. There's some new artwork for everybody. Yeah, Heroineburgh says, I like things that are sexy and cool. Yeah, man.
Yep.
I think everybody does. So we're hoping that everybody will like all the artwork we're showing off and some of the things that we're offering for this book, which is going to be cool. We'll probably have a couple surprises there too, which is going to be great.
Oh yeah, we're not showing everything. Yeah, there's a lot of action scenes that are behind a paywall
to the book they're not seeing, so which is really cool. So our campaign ends I think we got 2 weeks, and with that said, we're going to have to do a push here at the end to give us that nice little bump here at the end. But we can't thank enough the people that have supported us so far. So we just thank everybody, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're going to keep it going. So now I say we need to get into what Heroineburgh and Marvin brought us tonight.
Hail to the chat.
Yeah, the Art and Times of Jay Ryan says Murph has wings made of wax by Mo, just to be sure. Too good. I love it. Oh boy. Okay, well, hey Heroineburgh and Marvin, what do you guys got for us?
Marvin, you go first.
Sure. So I'm Marvin Wynn. I'm writer and creator of The Edge. The Edge is a book about a drug called the Edge, of course, that grants
okay.
special abilities at the cost of either your life or your sanity. So I popped a in the private chat. There's a preview if you want to share that with the chat. Everybody can go and check out the preview.
For some reason, when I did that, it didn't share it as a link. So let me try to copy it again, and I'll try to place it in the chat just to see if it comes out right again.
So our lead and antagonist on the book is Revenant. Revenant has the ability to duplicate himself off of a single drop of blood. He is a former assassin for the government. Doesn't want to work for the government anymore, so he goes rogue into the world with the secrets of the Edge. So a strike team is put into place to either eliminate him completely or bring him back.
Okay.
So as we go along in the book, we don't tell anybody who the good guy or bad guy is because everything's in the gray area, and each one of them does something to kind of toe the line on both sides because they're all trying to survive.
Okay, that's interesting because in reality, people getting hooked on drugs, there is kind of a gray area and all that, right? It's easy to victimize and it's easy to villainize people for that kind of stuff too. Raiden Radio, thanks for joining us. Yeah, that's an interesting take on the book.
The Edge from YouTube. They're saying they thought it was about the guitars from YouTube.
I thought it was a biocomic on the guitars from YouTube. That's awesome.
I kind of thought that because you got the guitarist, you got the wrestler, but I mean it just fit. It just fit so much
that's really cool.
It takes you to the edge of your natural abilities, and gives you these abilities that no one can control them. It's not like your normal superhero book where they can control these abilities because they practice. It's not a muscle memory. You can't control it. We've got powers that don't work all the time. We've got powers to turn off when people need to use them. We've got powers that go insane when somebody uses them. People get drained of their powers and then put them in positions where they try to get their powers back.
Okay.
So it's like you say, it's like a drug. It's like it's adrenaline rush. And once you have all that power, you want to keep it.
Okay, so they can obtain it. It can be like a regular Joe can obtain it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Yeah, I like that.
Always if it's put out there. So when the book starts, it's a secret. But later on in the book, someone does get a hold of it and then he commercializes it.
Okay.
So then you'll have athletes using it.
Yeah, I got the book today. I just got it in the mail.
Awesome.
And I love how it begins. The first shot. I don't know if you want me to show it or not.
Sure. Yeah,
but I think that's the best weather effect every time in a comic. Sorry, I love snowfall. I think rain I think that's one of the things that always comes off so nice in a picture, and I love that it's just one shot right into it.
Right. You'll see that G.I. Joe influence just on the first page.
Yeah, that's a really good call. Yeah, that facility, very much like that.
Everybody's got to have a secret Arctic base.
It's hard for me to see. Is it too close, too far?
Move it to your right. Yeah, there.
If you want to share the pop up the preview, that page is in.
Okay. I did share. Yeah, I did share.
Can you bring it up?
Let me see. Let me copy it.
We've been had a lot of influence by 90s comics, so there's a lot of 90s comics. Cool. So X-Men in the 90s,
nice.
and Youngblood. A lot of that stuff is what I enjoyed when I was reading comics. So I'm trying to bring that kind of stuff back into the fold of just a good story, good art, a lot of action, a lot of insanity.
There we go.
Yeah, their powers are very much like the X-Men. They're very visual. Man, I really love when they're in the fire and everything's that orange and red.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking for the one scene where the girl has all the where she has the portals.
Yeah, that's in the preview. That's my favorite page. And once you get there, I'll tell you why.
Okay, so I'll stop.
Very nice.
So how
many pages are in this preview?
12, I think.
Wow.
Oh no, 15.
That's pretty cool.
15. Yeah,
15?
it's down there at the bottom. Yeah.
So how do I switch? Oh, I can just scroll. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was in a page format, but it's just scrolling. Wow. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, see that snow effect. I love that.
Yeah, that is really cool. So who'd you guys have color this?
This the book is our primary colorist is Luis Antonio Delgado. He is the colorist. He does Ghostbusters for IDW.
Oh, okay.
And the artist is Manny will help me once I butcher his last name. Mark Louis Bunkukiak is the artist. So we call him Mark V. I'm not pronouncing that.
Oh, yeah. Shall I pronounce it for you? I usually wind up doing it. He's from the Philippines, and his name is Mark Vuicanquiat. And he's been doing comic art since the early 90s.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow. Really cool. Sounds like crack, except with negative.
Well, I mean,
it's
more like the negative side effects. It's the consequences of the thing. So once we get to that one page, I'll talk about the character on that page once you get there.
Right. Hey, I never say people's names. I'm always like, Derek, who's the guy? And then he'll just say,
yeah, he's always.
That's why we say Mark. We call him Mark V. We don't even try.
Yeah.
I don't even do a short name. I'm just like Derek. No, I know.
Yeah, really cool, man.
So we actually are. So by accident, Revenant has somewhat became one of the most popular characters in the book for unknown reasons because he's a jerk. I don't like him. People gravitate to him. So we decided to kind of take him off the board with issue 4. Then we bring him back in his own one shot.
Oh, really?
Where we're going to go. Okay. So the one shot jumps around in story because his mind is fractured, and he's telling the story to one of his clones, and the clone's is like, dude, what are you talking about? That never happened. He goes, well, it sounds okay, as he's telling the story, and it jumps around in time because he doesn't know, he can't figure out what the order of events are.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
I'm intrigued about that character because when you talk about that character, you're like, I don't like him. He's a jerk. Yeah. But yet everybody seemed to gravitate towards him. So what? Right. Tell me about that. What happened? Why did they gravitate? Why do you think they did?
Because he's a jerk. Because he's that no nonsense guy that doesn't take anything from anybody. He's not on anybody's side. He's on his side. I mean, I sometimes I feel like he doesn't even like his own clones. Like they are him, and he's like, I don't even like you guys. So as he goes along, like his best friend is his knife. He names his knife. His original knife is called Mr. Idiom, and Mr. Idiom tells him what to do. So he says, Mr. Idiom wants to drink some blood, so I'm going to stab a couple people. I'm going to take these guys out. I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I can. So his ability to spill blood and then clone himself makes him like the ultimate weapon. So they give him a grenade and tell him to walk behind enemy lines and then pull the pin.
Yeah.
So he'll
I'm going to agree with Mo and Casey. Mo says, I don't know why, but this guy sounds relatable.
And I think that's what it is. That he just gravitated to this guy that, like, I don't. Yeah. He's not a nice person. Like in the first 3 pages of the book, he kills somebody, or no, he kills 2 people in the first couple pages of the book, and you don't even know why he's doing it. He's just doing it.
Yeah, but okay. So Kevin and I talk about this all the time about characters because that's one thing that we're trying to build with one of our characters is that like mystery. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think you start off with something badass on a character and they're going, ooh, I like this guy already because you don't know. So your imagination's going like crazy, man. All you have to do is go on imagination at that point. Right. Once you start defining too much about this guy, people probably will hate him at that point. You know what I mean? And unless you want everybody to hate him like you do.
Well, we play it fast and loose with it because, like I said, is that he's telling the story and he's a liar. So we don't even know if his things he's talking about even happened. Like even his clone is like, dude, no, what do you know? That never happened. I was there. What are you talking about?
But that might make him even more likable. I mean, I'm just saying, you may be building it no matter what.
Right. But usually happens when a character becomes popular. You fight the herbs to make the tournament. You want to take them and turn them into a good guy, like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is now a hero, and she's in the Bat family when she's a killer. Yeah. Revenant will never be on anybody's side. Doesn't matter how much people like him. He's not going to turn into a good guy. He's not going to turn into a likable character. He's going to be a jerk forever.
But can he ever really die? Given that he can recreate himself from a drop of blood.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
We'll see if you don't want to make him a good guy when he's your #1 action figure selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like you may be onto something cool, dude. That everybody's clamoring.
People are going to keep scrolling there. So we got the underwater base. So the base is underwater,
and that's very GI Joe.
Yeah, so it
is. I really like it.
There's a campus on top of it, so it's actually like we designed it. It was an abandoned Russian military missile silo, where the base is underwater, but there's like campuses and stuff on the island.
Okay. Yeah, I do like the base. It does remind me of GI Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It's that. I think it's just the way that the base is drawn. It's got that feel to it to me, and I love that. So.
Yeah, Derek's a huge G.I. Joe fan.
So now we're getting into the team's mission. So they're in San Diego, and there's a terrorist hostage situation. And they're trying to figure out how to get into the building to deal with the situation.
All right.
So you'll see these these little things in the background popping up continuously in the background. So these posters are the terrorists that are inside. They've got propaganda all over the place. They call themselves God's Thunder, and their mantra is "Know us."
I'm sorry, their mantra is what?
Know us.
Know us. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I liked how she got in the building.
Uh-huh.
So this character's abilities are she can create portals that allow her to see a few seconds into the future, and people can step through them. So that you can use it for transportation.
Okay.
Is
that like because she's almost transparent here, right?
Well, that's just your
action shot.
Action shot animation.
So she's on the move.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I knew that's what it was here, but in this panel, I thought she was like doing it for a reason. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I like the way she looks, though. She looks pretty cool. She does, and her outfit reminds me of some GI Joe stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Just the
that's all Mark with the character designs. Like I gave him a couple ideas, but like he went nuts with the costumes.
Yeah, I like that. Pretty cool. Pretty sleek looking.
So here she's opening the portal and she sees the guy coming, so she disappears out of the way.
Ah, nice. Very cool. Okay, so these guys are really crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But crazy for a reason.
Yeah.
So they know about the Edge.
I really liked her face too. Like she really does look scared for her life.
She did.
Idiom, Mr. Idiom.
Okay. I love that. Is Mr. Idiot? Is this based on Murph?
No, you don't pass. You don't bring that up.
It's so good. Yeah, you got to.
I was going to say it, and I thought you were going to pass over it. So
no, I'm not passing over that. That's gold. Never pass over that.
Kick crazy mad. Can I kick him? No, can I do something?
Perfect. That's what our chat's all about. He's just living up to it. That's all. So, okay, now she's coming at him. Oh yeah, I like the face.
Here it is. Yeah, I love that.
Okay,
yeah, it's a great face punch.
So
no, the portals.
Oh, the portals.
Scene. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
she's stepping through the portals. Cool. And my favorite part about that is that Mark drew the panels to be sliding to where they're being hit.
Oh, the direction that it would go. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I like that.
And I did not give him that. He did it on his own. I did not write that in the script.
Super cool. That's
I
really
like how we're seeing the back side of the panel down in the bottom corner here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing her leg come up through to his face, which is great.
Yeah, I think she knees him, right? Is she kneeing him in the face?
Yep.
Okay.
I just like that you're seeing the other side of the portal and she's getting,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's great. Normally you'd see the front side of the portal. So,
but I mean, that effect really pops. Like,
right. So
yeah, that's
the
consequences
of her abilities are she's been opening these portals since she was 8 years old, and some of them aren't closed. So our thing is that it's a door and it can open for both sides. And also it starts to mess with its space-time continuum. So in where she's from, it's 12 hours ahead of the rest of the area. So it's noon, and then all of a sudden it's midnight.
Oh, that's cool.
Dang.
So
okay, so there's time
a
lapse.
whole effect on the planet as these portals, and she can't close. She doesn't know how to close them.
Oh,
Like
okay.
once she's younger, she can't close.
Is that described in the first book? Did I miss that or overlook that, or did you find that out later?
This will be later on. So
okay.
What we do is I don't
like
go
that.
to origins until it's important to the story itself. So it has
I
to
think that's
flow
good.
into from past to present. In the second issue, we go over Bolt, his origin a little bit in the second issue. And right
Very
now,
nice.
we just this past weekend, I finished the script for issue 18, and we are currently done with issue 13. It's done.
So are you trying to do an issue a year, an issue every so months? What's your
so we've had a lot of starts and stops along the way. So we actually were up to issue 10 previously before we signed with a publisher. We only got 2 issues out, and now we're back in our own realm again. So we're doing we have a Kickstarter starting on 4/20 because it's the Edge for the trade. And that trade is going to include it's over 130 pages, and it also includes previews of our 3 one-shots that will be coming out soon.
So how many books are in the graphic novel?
That's the first 4 issues.
Okay.
So that's volume 1.
Wow. Very cool. So let me ask, how often are you able to turn the books out?
At my own pace, these books are done. So I mean, I got books coming in now for this Kickstarter. So I'm going to have everything ready before we even launch the Kickstarter.
Okay,
so
but do you have like
I could do a monthly book if I wanted to.
Oh wow! So do you have different teams of artists doing this?
Nope, it's all Mark.
All him. Okay.
The same team throughout. The only thing that changes because Luis gets busy is because the colorist, and we have a great colorist to do all the books, and it's just only it could be a different colorist, but the artist is going to be the same way. Art, letter, and writing, all just the same people since issue 1.
Wow, that's cool. That's a hell of a lot of work, man. It really is.
What's the biggest challenge you're trying to stay on time? Like, what's the hardest thing with keeping timeliness?
It's because we're not rushed, and we're not doing a monthly book like a Marvel or DC. Our biggest challenge is I'm probably the most the holdup because I can't focus on one book at a time. So I'm writing like 4 books at one time right now. So I'm chiseling out a story, and I'm handing Mark like 6 pages here, 1 book, another 6 pages, another book, because the ideas are flowing. And what ended up happening with the first 4 issues is that we actually had a solo arc for the Blaine character where we had him go off on his own adventure, and it didn't work with the story. So I pulled that out and made it into a one-shot.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And it happened like 4 times as we were going along where I was like, it wasn't flowing, it's not working. Pull it out and give it its own thing.
That's a lot. That's a lot to juggle. I don't know if I could handle that many books at one time though. That'd be crazy. It was bad enough with R1.
Right. I sit here and I just think like, man, this would be cool. And I'm like, okay, now I'm writing something else.
Are you and your team doing it full time, or do you guys have other things?
Well I do have a full-time job.
Okay.
I wish I can do comics full time, but it's not a thing yet. Maybe in the future.
Okay.
So that's even crazier that you're able to do that so quickly with still having so much else.
Well, Mark works really fast. There were times where I turned over a full 32-page book to Luis, and he finished it in a weekend.
Wow. Derek, can you do that?
Wait, what'd you say?
Let's get that done, Derek.
I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
We're getting issue 2 done this week. This weekend, issue 2 will be done.
Yeah, well,
So, I mean,
the art will suffer.
It's about the team, and like Luis can turn it around, and he's excellent at what he does. We're doing a hollow foil cover for issue 1, and all I said was put a bunch of fire on that page, and he turned in a page, put a bunch of fire on it. It looks great.
Nice. That is awesome. Okay, well, this is awesome, man. So you're getting ready to launch on Kickstarter.
Yes.
And you said page 13 is what you're launching, or is it the all 4 issues?
It's all 4 issues. It's the volume 1 trade and extras. So it's 132 pages right now.
Yeah, when you
throw a few more things in there. Yeah.
I think when you said 13 pages, you meant what Derek had access to right now, right?
Oh yeah. So I mean, it was
okay.
Yeah.
So Derek's just being.
That's
stupid.
what we just looked at.
Don't mind Derek; he's stupid.
No, I was asking what you were launching. So the 13 pages I knew was a preview. No, I said, what are you launching?
Oh, I can't. I'm definitely recording this on my phone.
Oh boy,
conversation here.
Wait, why do I have Murph in here again? Okay, so let's now have a real interview so that we can really go up. Look at that.
I think kicking is hilarious, even when it happens to me. I think it's the funniest, because in real life, you can't do anything like that. But literally shutting a person up completely is hilarious.
Yeah, it could be like if you watch that. If you ever watch Black Mirror.
No, I've seen like one episode. The first, because aren't they different? The first one wasn't they in video games? They were both video games, and the friends.
I think that was season 3 or 4. Like in the first season, there was an episode where everyone has bionic eyes, and if you do a bunch of wrong things, they can block you, so you can't see anybody, you can't hear what they're saying.
Oh, that's scary. Holy crap.
Wow,
so you got canceled from the world.
Yeah,
man,
that's even more serious than the social status episode.
Yeah. Well, it's Bryce Dallas Howard, where everything you do is based on your social score. So if your social score drops too low, you can't rent cars, you can't fly on an airplane, you can't buy good food, you can't live in a good apartment.
So China, basically.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Yeah. So the only episode I saw was now I'm trying to think who the actors were, but they were friends and they played a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure because I was trying to remember. He would pick the Asian girl, right? The Asian like Street Fighter,
right?
And then that's the only episode I ever saw.
Yeah, that one was a little weird, but it was good. This is what the what's going on right now?
What's happening here? I missed it.
So they have digital implants to play the game, and he's playing an Asian female, he's playing a man, and they end up having sex in the game.
Whoa.
And so they start thinking they might be in love with each other, but they're not. And so
I recommend Black Mirror. It's Twilight Zone for the current generation.
That directly predicted the metaverse too.
Yes. And there's the one where you're trapped in a room. Well, you're not trapped in a room. You work for a company, and they play commercials on the TV that you can't turn off in your room. And if you don't look at it, it flashes on the screen. You're not watching, and it buzzes you. There's those apps with those eye testers do that now. Where if you're doing anything monitor on your phone, if you look away from the video, it'll stop and tell you you're not going to get paid.
Oh wow.
Yeah, eye tracker. Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Welcome to the world.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. So you guys, back the Edge comic, we have links out. If you guys need more links, if we have any mods in here, please put the links out. I tried to share the preview page and And then also we have the edgecomic.com. So if you go there, you guys will be able to go to the Kickstarter page, I think is where it ends you.
Right? Do you want to show the Kickstarter page? Do you have stuff on it?
So it's just the launch.
Like
you can sign up. Yeah.
Pre-launch.
Yeah, it's pre-launch.
It's a pre-launch. Okay. So, we can go there.
I did everything ahead of time, just so I could sit back and just relax and hit launch.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Have you used Indiegogo too, or just?
This is my first crowdfunding. So I was planning to, after this Kickstarter, to possibly do Indiegogo, but Mark and I are talking now because we have to do new covers again.
Okay.
So the Kickstarter is going to have all exclusive covers that won't be available anywhere but the Kickstarter or whatever I have left over at conventions.
Are you not allowed to do the same ones on both, or you just need something different?
Well, I just want to do something different. What I wanted to do is make it unique for each one.
You need an edge.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So we're at 103 followers now. We could always use some more.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I mean that's the thing I think Murph and I should have done at the beginning was try to get more signups before we launched. But hey.
But Derek sucks.
It's all in hindsight now.
Derek sucks. Hindsight. That's what it is.
Well, all I really did was just watch other people do it and how they were doing it. And I actually started putting the page together at the end of January. And it was approved like the same day that I put it up. So I'm like, oh, I've got plenty of time to do pitches and go on shows and talk to people about it before I launch it. And then we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, I'm gonna set the goal really low. It's my first one. I don't want to take any chances of it not funding because, like I said, the books are all done. I mean, we're just paying for printing and shipping.
That's really cool. Okay. Well, awesome. Hey. If you guys haven't signed up yet, go ahead and sign up for it. And go to theedge.com and you can I'm assuming you can get all your other books that you have out. So that'll be awesome.
Crazy Matt says Casey should make a dog sandwich.
Yeah, our dogs are going a little crazy. If you guys were listening, she was kind of yelling at them in the background. Anytime we have strangers come by, it's crazy town here with our two dogs. So
stranger danger, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Well, here we go. I'm going to stop the screen there and get back to normal for a minute. All right. I have all kinds of things open, all kinds of tabs. So I'm trying to balance everything and keep track of what's what. That way I can just share them out and it'd be much easier and have it all loaded for Heroineburgh when we start talking. So with that said, Heroineburgh, let's see what you got going on.
Definitely. So I don't know if you want to, play any kind of trailers first or just plunge into the topic, as it were.
Yeah. Do you want to do the Cupid and Psyche episode 20?
Yeah.
Or would you rather show the?
We're a video series and a comic. You can play the episode 20 trailer first, and that might give you some questions about what we do. So go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So let me go here and then
she's living in Heroineburgh. Never mind what you heard. Super heroine is the word. She's living fantastic dreams.
Is it being choppy?
Yeah, it always does around String York.
She puts her costume on and she's feeling super strong. When deadly threats attack, she'll be ready to strike back. She's living in Heroineburgh.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's a little choppy, but that's, I mean, if it flows smoothly, people can go to our YouTube channel to see it. It's called Heroineburgh, the YouTube channel. And yeah, that's the preview for our 20th live. Actually, it's a 22nd live action episode because 2 of them were double parters.
Wow.
We've been producing we've been producing live action TV shows in Pittsburgh for 6 years, and comic books
Holy
for two and a
crap.
half years. Yep, the comic books came second, but yeah, the comic books and the shows are integrated kind of into the same universe. And basically, in a nutshell, the elevator pitch is it's all-female superhero universe based in Pittsburgh, PA. A fantastic version. It's science-based. Our slogan would be action, adventure, romance, comedy, all in the finest spandex and capes. And whereas Marvin's influences are 90s, ours are more Bronze Age and 80s. Everything from TV shows in the 70s like Wonder Woman, Electra Woman, and Dinah Girl, Bionic Woman, and then 80s comics, just the classics like John Byrne's She-Hulk, George Perez, Teen Titans, Dial H for Hero by Infantino and Wolfman, the Supergirl comics, X-Men, a lot of Kitty Pryde, Dagger, Dazzler, Black Cat, Hydra, Red Sonja, all of those things, yes. And of course, indie books like Elementals, Love and Rockets, DN Agents, it goes on and on, yes.
Wow, man.
Yep. And
that was
your book enters kind of giving you the characters that are in the issue. And right when I saw Ex Machina, like the first time, like, oh man, she looks like an X-Men.
Ex Machina?
Yeah,
exactly.
I said Ex Machina. I said
no problem. No problem.
Oh,
man, this is why we don't have. We shouldn't have Murph on. You know what I mean? This is why kicking him is the best, because he just can't.
Oh,
you might as well not.
Burn.
You might as well just go. See you, Murph.
What? The other thing I forgot was
chat's gonna let that go for freaking ever. Ex Machina. Oh, God.
The other
it's really the other influence.
The other influence from the 80s that I forgot is Femforce. If you're familiar with Femforce,
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a comic book from Florida that's been around since the early 80s. Pittsburgh. What we do in Heroineburgh is kind of a Pittsburgh version of Femforce. It's still around, and what the kind of art we do, it's called classic good girl art, Bronze Age good girl style art. We like the bad girl stuff of the 90s too, but ours is more, colorful and campy, I think. And what was your question there, Murph?
I just said I knew I was going to like her because she looked exactly like an X-Men, and then she has the
X-Men.
She has the mech, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Exactly.
Did you hold her up?
She's kind of my version of Kitty Pryde, but her actual powers, and get this, are a combination of Magneto and MacGyver. So
yeah, okay.
She's got kind of a modified Kitty Pryde, old school Kitty Pryde-ish uniform. She's an electrical, mechanical engineer, and she has magnetic powers like Magneto, and also she can fix and build machines at super speed, kind of like a super MacGyver. I also drew a little bit from a TV show called Scorpion. I don't know if you remember that from a few years ago. There was a character in there, a female engineer who was kind of like MacGyver. So she's based on those things. Yeah.
Interesting. Really cool.
But yeah. That's
very
our
nice.
X-Men reference a little bit.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
I like that.
The first issue, there's 11. There's 11
I mean,
heroes.
You have a lot of characters.
Well, 11 heroes and villains total, I think. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
We have
and are they all a team, or are they all pretty much separate?
Yeah, we have about 30 characters all together, and there are two teams: the Pittsburgh Heroine League, which is the good guys, and the Black Faction, which is the bad guys. But then there's also independent groups and those that become good or evil, that switch sides. So there's a little bit of that unpredictability, plot twists and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The art and times of Jay Ryan said X person. I swear, if they do that, I'm going to be pissed.
I already put that on there. I
will seriously be pissed. Like, I love the X-Men. They do anything like this, I'm going to be pissed. They better never.
So we're the opposite of what he just said about X person, because first of all, the name of the series is Heroineburgh. We make sure to preserve the female nature, the beautiful and powerful women. and the heroine is, a female hero. We don't call them female superheroes. We call them heroines, super heroines, super villainesses, right? It's no different in Spanish or French, heroine or heroina, right? And also another way to emphasize, besides just the beauty of the characters themselves, and is that all the characters' names end in A, which is a standard naming practice for most European languages,
to indicate female. Ending, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So everything about it indicates femininity, the strength of it. Yes.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, at first glance, I was wondering, are we getting into something that's risque here? I mean, literally, I was like, what? Because I didn't know much about it. I was like, what's going on? But then the more I saw, I was like, okay, I'm kind of getting the gist of how you do this. And
we stay within boundaries of, like, I would call it PG-13. Any teenager can pick up the bock and look at it, and it's just ladies in tight costumes with superpowers fighting, and they have all kind of adventures, and like I said, some of them switch size, but there's nothing untoward in any of the stuff. It's all pretty much at the level you'd see in a Marvel or DC movie. Yeah.
And I was going to say that because The Edge is rated teen because there is some violence. Yeah. Is that the only thing that's going to be is violence in that, or is there going to be other stuff?
There's no nudity or anything. We actually we were originally working on it. The Revenant character was naked, and we had to keep figuring out ways to have something in his way of not showing his
like a tree or something. Like a tree
rising from nowhere or something like that.
Did they have an SNL skit up based on that, right? Like where the guy's nude or something like that.
So
Austin Powers.
It was Austin Powers. Okay.
And we just decided to use comic book magic on why he's fully clothed when he's clothed.
So then his hair. Oh God! See now
I know.
Derek, say the book's name, please.
Heroineburgh.
Is that teen? What is the rating? What's the?
Oh, definitely teen. The ladies are sexy, but they're clothed, and the point is just to be both beautiful and powerful, not to sacrifice any of the feminine beauty for the story or anything like that. So it's all teenage stuff, and we've sold comics to teens, and they like it. We also have our actresses. We have actual actresses in the videos, and they come to comic conventions and they appear as the characters. They're not cosplayers. They are the actual actresses, They're just
okay.
They're not as
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not as famous as Scarlett Johansson, but if you see them in the videos, then you already know who they are, and you can meet them live at any given Comic-Con we go to. They're there. We even usually bring one heroine on the road with us, even when we go out of town. So,
what's more difficult to make, a TV show or a comic book?
The comic book.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, because I can make even at the slower pace. I started out with more episodes a year, but even at the slower pace of 4 episodes a year, it's still easier than making one comic book a year. Because with making the TV show, once you have all the parts, you can assemble it yourself. And I'm making all the parts and assembling them, and all I need is an editor to help me. But with the comic book, we have artists, right? I'm not the artist; I'm the creator and director. So the speed at which the comic book comes out depends on the art being done, obviously. So that goes at a slower pace than taking videos, which happens instantly, right? All you have to do is assemble it, and the only thing stopping you there is how fast you can schedule the shoots.
Okay.
But yeah, so I do everything. Marvin is second camera a lot of the time, which is he crosses over into Heroineburgh in several ways. Marvin is also a villain in one of the episodes, or a couple of them.
Nice.
And
that's cool.
Yep. And I do everything. I design the costumes, and I have a seamstress make them. I scout the locations. I'm first camera. I write the scripts. I schedule everything. So that takes time, but there's a level of control you have over all that. And with comic books, it's a more matter of keeping artists on schedule and on track and stuff. But our artists are doing a really good job. You can if you go to the site, you can pretty much show people what the art in the first 2 books look like. And I also sent you a few brand new preview panels.
Yeah.
Issue 3. The other trailer I have is issue 2 promo, but I don't know if that'll be choppy or not, given how you show the other one. Well, I guess we'll see.
It sucks because even when I go on other people's
there you go. Okay, so but even before we go back to issues number 1 and 2, I sent you 3 new panels, which were just drawn in the past week by our interior artist, one of our 2 interior artists, Benjamin Zeus Barnett. And this is stuff I didn't even ask him to do. I asked him to have this villainess who is about to inject 2 superheroines, two characters who are captive, right? In chains. And she's about to inject them with some stuff to clone their superhuman DNA. And he put these things on the screen that describe what's special about each of the 2 female characters.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't ask him to do that, but he's got words like alpha keratin in there, which is awesome. So I might have to credit him for a little writing credit because he actually
good artist, man.
Alpha keratin, and then I realized, that's
what good artists do.
That's her super sharp fingernails because she has the claws of the cat. The one on the right in the screen, Savannah, is a cat-like character. So he put alpha keratin to analyze her cat-like fingernails. But yeah, that's Chlorina. Cool. Chlorina, one of the villains. She likes to clone people, and that's what she's trying to do there is get some of their genetic material. And there's a couple more shots there. I think I sent you of.
Yeah, let me share again.
Yeah,
I have them all called up. It's just going to take me a minute to
no
get
problem.
to them. There we go.
This shows a little bit of the layering process that Ben does. This is the front of the layers where Chlorina is shooting her poison gas against Fiona, the Irish superheroine who has force blasts from her hands. And you can see they're kind of with hair flying and they're in action. But in the background, of course, there's going to be the lab equipment and all this stuff in the warehouse. But that's the front part of it that he accomplished in the past couple of days. And in the meantime, the third panel is one of the 2 ladies that is being held captive by Chlorina. She's busting loose. She's got an adrenaline rush, and her name is Panthyra, and she's another cat-based character, kind of like a female Black Panther, but with super strength. And she is snapping straight out of those shackles while that fight is going on, and she's about to join the battle there.
Okay.
What's in the syringe? Yeah, no, not Ed. Yeah. She's actually trying to. When we put in the lettering, because the lettering's not in yet. Well, it'll show that she's trying to actually extract genetic material, not add a drug. So yeah.
Okay.
Now, are both your books in the same universe? Can there be a crossover or no?
No. Marvin, can I talk about it?
Sure, go ahead.
So Marvin has a one shot. Marvin, is it the Revenant one shot?
No, this will be Rush.
Oh, okay. So Marvin has a one shot coming up called Rush, which and this is something very coincidental. When Marvin and I very first met on the very first day, we realized we had 2 characters that were both kind of villains, and both of them had almost the exact same name. His was Marcus Drake, and mine was Mark Drake.
Wow.
It was just, yeah. So the first thing the first thing Marvin thought of was these 2 Drakes have to meet in Pittsburgh. And so in the Rush comic, these 2, Marcus and Mark Drake, are going to meet in the universe. And we'll see how it goes from there, how much more crossover there's going to be. But yeah, if you want to show the website as a whole, it's pretty easy to click on the pages and, scan what the comic book stuff looks like and all that.
Yeah. Let me get this copied.
Snap.
And I didn't have that one open, but I will get it open. So
yeah, it's easy to show.
Yeah.
So
nothing's ever easy with Derek. So
whatever, dude.
It's technology.
I'm just glad we don't have you running the show. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Derek's a boomer. Derek is definitely a boomer.
Huh.
Yeah. So on the site itself, we have people are able to download the episodes. People are downloading them from all over the world. We have um, customers in Japan, Hong Kong, Brazil, Germany, and there's a page of custom videos which our fans wrote, mini videos that the fans wrote, like kind of what if episodes that are outside continuity. I don't know if you've heard of the idea of a custom video, but it's a thing that we also do. Those are, in addition to our regular length ones. And then where it says comic book, we have the first 2 issues available, and also a third page which shows all the stores at which they are on sale. And there's nearly 200 in North America. So yeah, that's the front page. And then if you click on comic book, it goes to comic book 1 and 2. Yeah, there's comic book 1 and comic book 2. There's 1.
Cool.
Yeah, you can see on the right the art by Benjamin Barnett. On the left, cover art by Jason Wright, who works for DC Comics. He has 600, almost 700 credits in the industry, mostly with DC.
Ooh, dang.
Wow.
He is currently also coloring Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
So
Very
he's
nice.
both working for DC and for CG Books at the same time.
You better keep that on down low.
Well, yeah. He keeps them compartmentalized. You have that back cover is a picture of Jania, the Arabic superwoman. She's
I really like that. I love that picture.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
She is the comic book world's very first Christian Arab superhero. She's a Lebanese American, and I did that for many reasons. Number one, because I wanted to do something that reminded me of Mighty Isis from the 70s, and combine it with kind of a Supergirl costume. And also,
Isis.
Right, exactly. Beautiful actress. She recently passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, very sad. But the other thing is, I created her because I had heard that Jeff Johns originally wanted to make Simon Baz a Christian Arab because Jeff himself is Lebanese.
Oh, wow.
He's from Detroit and all that. So, but he decided to make Simon Baz Muslim, which is fine. But anyway, so I was like, there are all these Lebanese and Syrians in Pittsburgh. They own a lot of restaurants here, for example. So I was like, well, why don't we make a character that is a Christian Arab? And so that's it. She has a lot of other aspects besides that. She is she's the mistress of the wind in the comics. In other words, she can control wind and fly that way. So her actual job is designing alternative energy windmills.
Oh, cool.
So that's an example of what we call epigenetics. And I was just even talking today with the guy who was funding the book, the book Ascendant. You know Ascendant?
I don't.
It sounds familiar.
It's a new book on Indiegogo, and he and I the creator and I all had the exact same idea to use epigenetics to create the superheroes, where these superheroes, they change their genetic structure based on their interests and their desires. And that's what's called epigenetics, or Lamarckian evolution. It's a scientific thing. So each heroine, when they get hit with the dark energy stuff, they become kind of a superhuman version of their best self and their closest interests. And because she's into alternative energy and windmills, she becomes mistress of the wind. And Jania actually means female genie. So she's literally she's literally okay. So that's kind of a little bit haram, right? Because that reminds you of the pagan Arab times. So
it reminds me of the what we call the jinn. Yeah, she's a female jinn, right? And except that's just her name. So she's a scientific character. There's no magic in this world. But she puts the Arabic Jim on her costume. That's the letter J, and she has to decide how best to use her powers. And she works for her mom, serving food at the Lebanese restaurant while she is working on marketing her new windmills and selling them. So she has to convince her mom that what she's doing is worthwhile, and so her mom doesn't force her to take over the restaurant. Very cool.
That's funny.
So yeah, she's an inventor basically. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's an
Very
example
nice.
of the kind of characters, the full rounded characters that we designed for the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a picture of Lunessa transforming there. If you look at comic book number 2, there's another incredible cover by Jason on the left, and then we have
really
Savannah.
Gets a 3D aspect to the coloring.
That is
which
true.
Is really cool.
Yeah, Jason's a colorist for the industry, right? But when you see the kind of art that he can create, like he did everything, penciling, inking, coloring. He does amazing work, and he's also
cool.
a quite prolific painter as well. If you go to jasonstjohnwright.com, like basically what you see on his site is all of his paintings for sale. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
On the right there is Benjamin's fight between Savannah and her evil sister Panthira. There's we'll call that a literal cat fight, right? There's a little bit of clawing, a little bit of punching, and
I do like the design of the girl on the right. That with the black gloves and boots.
That's right. She has a little bit of a panther theme. And,
that's cool.
And just as much as it represents Black Panther, check it out. Of course, we have the Pit Panthers. So
okay.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a Pittsburgh callback to it as well. And there's paw prints going down her left leg, and that Poderosa back cover there. That's by our local comic book genius Marcel Walker, who has he has his own books. He works for the Holocaust Center in Pittsburgh, and he puts out books about heroes of the Holocaust, which is a really cool concept. And anyhow, for Heroineburgh, he drew his girlfriend, who plays Jania in the series, as you saw. And here he draws Poderosa, which is played by the actress Christina in the series. As you can imagine, she is a Latina version of Power Girl, basically.
Okay.
So there's no boob window, but she looks really good anyway. And she's basically a cross between Power Girl and Lois Lane. And,
and that's her up here flying too, right?
Yeah.
On the cover?
Yes. Okay. Poderosa means power woman in Spanish, literally. I was very surprised it's never been used for a character. But guess what? Her secret identity is Rosa Perez. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So she is a literal tribute to the genius and all-time god of comics, George Perez, who, obviously is still alive and kicking. But we're indebted in our youth to his magical creations of Starfire, Wonder Girl, Raven, Wonder Woman, all those things that he created for us that will live forever.
Yep.
And
that's really
this
cool.
is that's a page of sheer action. Jania and Poderosa, who are the two flying characters, are battling some robots that are trying to cause havoc in downtown Pittsburgh. And I was influenced in creating that scene by the Inspector Gadget movie, where he flies around downtown battling stuff. That was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Very cool.
So yeah.
Very nice.
They get a little battered around by the robots, but they wind up beating them. And so that's what the comics interiors and covers look like. Again, we try to be colorful, 80s colorful, right?
Yeah. Crazy Mad says, I'm loving this art. So he's really liking it.
Thank you, Crazy Mad. We really appreciate that.
Why didn't you sew when Crazy Mad called you a boomer and me an idiot?
I laughed. I was laughing. I hope that nobody thought I was laughing at them talking. I was laughing at Crazy Mad.
I think it's funny you didn't bring it up, though. Crazy
I
Mad
put it up.
About me.
I did. I put it up here. You just didn't notice. I put it up here.
So then Crazy Mad, he can call me the Xer then, I guess, huh? All right.
Okay.
We'll both be Xers. I'm Gen X too.
Oh, we are.
There
yeah.
So you're both from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
We are. And everybody who of course Marvin's creators are, from the Philippines, etc. But everybody involved in Heroineburgh is from Pittsburgh. Every single person, like every actor, every artist, myself, the printer is the printer of the comic books is in Pittsburgh, the webmaster, everything. And yeah.
Okay, we got CB750 in the chat. Hey guys, Mr. X here from Danger Babe. You guys know?
We talk about Comicsburg, Marvin?
Oh, Comicsburg 750. Okay, I understand. That makes sense.
Comicsburg is a group of Pittsburgh-based creators who share tables together and share information about our books. Marvin and I are part of it. We kind of came up with the name, but there are several other creators who are part of it. I mean, Jason and Marcel are as well. And also Grant, who creates the comic book Beowulf, who lives in Pittsburgh, and Mauricia, who creates the comic book The Music Maker, who also happens to be one of our great actresses. She plays Vendetta. If you want to, I don't know if you can play the trailer or not, but there's a trailer for issue 2, and there's the Comicsburg logo. Marvin, tell us who created the logo, please.
That was Ed Lavelle. He works with was he on Boom? He does Pop Star Assassin.
Okay.
If anyone knows that book.
So Ed Lavelle created that for us. He's not from Pittsburgh, but he created this great logo for us. And
this cool logo,
we just made T-shirts. We're going to kind of spread it around and spread the whether we're in Pittsburgh at Comic-Cons or whether we go on the road to Dayton or Akron or New York, Connecticut, etc. Because we're going everywhere.
Got the Pittsburgh Steelers colors, and it's got the steel, bridge in it.
City of Bridges, steel, black and gold. Yeah.
This bridge doesn't collapse, though. It's not going to collapse like that.
Yeah, that was that bridge is not too far away from where I used to live, and that was pretty amazing and terrifying that it happened. But luckily, nobody was killed. They had to literally pull that bus out of the ravine with a crane, though, and there you go. So that's Mauricia. She herself creates a comic book called The Music Maker, which has a couple issues. But here she is advertising. You can blow it up. No, use the one on the far right to blow it up.
There we go.
Full screen, Derek.
Full screen, yeah. And she talks a little bit about the book. Hopefully you can interpret that.
Yeah, let me get back in and play it.
Hello, Heroineburgh fans. I am Vendetta, the Italian spirit of vengeance, starring in the live-action series and also in issue 2 of Heroineburgh Comics, with art by Jason Wright of DC Comics. Where can you get it? In stores all over Pittsburgh, all over North America, and in other places worldwide. For a complete list of shops, check out the description below. Or order directly from our website, heroineburgh.com. Now, please excuse me, I must get back to fighting crime and corruption in the Steel City.
Yep.
Nice.
There you go. That's Vendetta.
Okay.
She's a cross between Huntress and Mockingbird. How's that sound?
Okay, that's really
cool. That is kind of messed up that probably someone died in the city because you guys had to promote your book. Like, she should be out there saving the day.
Well, here's something very interesting.
You got to show your stuff.
Speaking of killing, Mauricia really wanted to become more of like a Punisher type character and actually like an anti-heroine who kills people. So I said, sure, you can do that. I'll write a script for you. And in episode 20, which just came out, Vendetta, the Italian spirit of vengeance, kills people for the first time. She kills some of her mafia enemies, and she teams up with Red Gina, who is basically kind of our Red She-Hulk, and who is powered by anger, and so sometimes our actresses themselves suggest things they want to change slightly with the characters. And I said, yeah, you can be an anti-heroine. You can kill some of your enemies. But what you have to do is you have to hide those deeds from the Pittsburgh Heroine League and not tell them you did it. And then, so the both of them at the end, they're like, yeah, that was really fun, but let's not tell the other ladies what we did. Let's just go out for a cappuccino.
Right. Very
so
funny.
One thing I did want to talk with you guys being from Pittsburgh, I was born and raised Scranton, which is in Northeast PA.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went to my college in Valley Forge University, it's near Philadelphia, there was a bunch of people that went there that were from Pittsburgh. And, they're my friends. But what is it? They're jerks, though, too. Like, why is Pittsburgh such full of jerks? Like, especially with sports, the worst sports fans in the world. My
So-
God.
So yeah, it's the sports that makes
Yeah.
them jerks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's just Pittsburgh,
Marvin
man.
and I think
Or I
we
mean,
agree on that.
Pennsylvania. It's Pennsylvania. That's what it is. Yeah, because you come from the other side, and you're a jerk too, so it all works out.
Hey.
There,
You know?
there's some Eagles jerks too. In
Oh.
Yeah, didn't they
Oh,
boo
yeah,
Santa Claus?
yeah, man.
Didn't they boo Santa Claus
Yeah.
at the Eagle Stadium that one year?
My uncle's friend was a Cowboys fan, and they went to a Philly game, and he had his daughter. Not my uncle. My uncle's friend's daughter was like 5, and a guy went to trip her just because she had a Cowboys jacket on.
Yeah.
And it's like a
yeah.
full adult. It's like, what the
I don't-
hell?
Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't think Pittsburgh fans would do that here. Just going to be
But Philadelphia is more extreme. They're nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philly fans
No,
are nuts.
There was
to
just
the
a case
extent that
was
we're
it
trying-
3 years ago where some guy got into a fight at the stadium with some other guy because he was a Raiders fan or something.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Well, Scranton,
Too
we
much.
had your guys' Penguins minor league team in Scranton. Oh no, I think it was Wilkes-Barre, but Scranton and Wilkes-Barre are like the same thing. Were they called the Penguins? Was it the Scranton? I forget. It's been a long time. But we did have your minor league team. Yeah, they do riot. Yeah. Philadelphia. No, Philly people
Eagles
are
fans riot
crazy.
every time they win anything.
See, Derek, you don't realize, Pennsylvania's in our blood. We had a huge thing of making this country. Like, you Ohioans have no history. You're welcome for electricity. You're welcome for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah. Ohio has serial killers.
No, you're
That's what
welcome for the. Hey, we're in Pittsburgh. You're welcome for Mr. Rogers and the polio vaccine. Damn it!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
and
Ohio-
Michael Keaton.
You're welcome for the tallest university building in North America, the Cathedral of Learning, which in our universe, the top 2 floors is the Pittsburgh Heroin League headquarters.
Let's keep giving it.
Yeah, what? I don't know what. Wait, what happened? I don't know where everybody went. What happened to my stream? No, I'm just kidding. We're just playing. It's all good, man.
I shared another link in the chat if you want to pop open the draft folder or some other articles on there.
Yeah, show more.
Is that the yeah, that's the drive folder.
Yes,
I do have that up. Give me just a moment. I was ready to share that just a second ago.
awesome.
So let's.
Yeah, we
see.
don't care about no Steelers or Pirates or Penguins here. We're in the art scene,
Yeah, man.
in the music scene. That's where we hang out.
Now, I am going to say something on the music scene. We have a friend that's, I think, close to Pittsburgh, or at least in Pittsburgh, maybe somewhere around there, who's a musician, and he has asked my band to do a gig with him.
Yeah. So
we might make our way over there, which is really cool.
Well, I can reveal this secret, which I have talked about on some forums. So I'm a concert promoter in Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
And the actual idea for Heroineburgh grew out of the music scene. And in fact, many of our actresses are in bands. In other words, they're singers.
Oh, that's
guitarists.
cool.
Nice.
And I find that rather than using, now we do have, besides music, we do have some people from the theater scene, comedy, improv, belly dance, burlesque, cosplay worlds, etc. But I find that overall, the people who are from the music scene have the most fun with the characters. There's something about being on stage that you're charismatic, but you don't take yourself too seriously.
Oh yeah,
and for example, the actress Christina, who plays Poderosa, who is our power girl, she is the lead singer in a local band called the Shadow Event. They're playing a show that I'm putting on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm familiar with all the music scene stuff here and with all the music scene stuff in Columbus, at least for quite a while. I was in a band that played. I was in a band that played at Stashes in '91.
Ooh, nice. Okay, very cool.
And I know the owners of Ace of Cups because those are the girls from Scrawl who I have been friends with for decades. So
very cool, man. Yeah. So
and of course, Used Kids Records.
Yep. Used to go to Used Kids all the time. That was my stomping grounds back in high school.
Legendary. So yeah, we have the same equivalents here. I'm kind of the equivalent to all those in Pittsburgh. I'm kind of associated with those equivalents here,
very
basically.
Cool.
The indie scene and all that.
I just got to say, Used Kids was one of the cool places, man. Like, it was so cool back in the day. It was a great record store, and it was so fun to go into. And I
As far as
really
I know,
miss
it's still there.
Yeah, I just miss. You don't go do that much anymore, and it's
Where's it in
it's hard.
Columbus?
Well, didn't they
High
move
Street,
it?
right?
Yeah, but they also moved it. I think. I don't know if it's still in the basement that it used to be in.
Oh, I remember walking up a bunch of steps years ago, but that was 20 years ago. So
Okay.
yeah,
and I think they may have moved it by now, but I'm not sure if it's in the same place that it used to be.
I went to a show at the Wexner 20 years ago or so, and definitely, we visited Used Kids a couple times. So
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe Used Kids is a different one, and there was one in the basement also that you went to.
Well, there was another store called Magnolia Thunder Pussy, but I'm not sure if it's still around.
Now that one I don't think is still around anymore. It's definitely not PC, and it's definitely something that probably went once all the they built it up there now. Eddie George came in. Several people came in from Ohio State, and they built up restaurants and everything, took over some of the old stuff.
Columbus is very fast growing because of OSU.
So High Street got yupped a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it did on campus. Campus used to be cool. So
the same thing happened in Pittsburgh. 20 to 30 years ago, the area around University of Pittsburgh and Carnegie Mellon, where I went to school, was the center of the scene. And that all got yupped by the hospitals and universities.
Yeah.
And now the center of the scene is like about 20 minutes northeast in the area where I live. There's a different group of hip neighborhoods, but it's not related to the universities. So all the cool stuff that happens is actually detached from the university kids, which is weird.
Yeah, it is. It's it got what you're calling yupped. It just. But if you go just off campus, just right off the street, High Street, it can be pretty nasty. So I can see why they wanted to build it up, but on the other hand, you lost cool places. Places definitely. Like Mr. Mustard's and, a lot of the cool named and like storied places that were there, they're gone. So it's kind of sad.
And also, I'm an alumnus of college radio. I was in that for a long, long time. So that college radio kind of fell off across the nation as well in terms of its influence as far as music goes, which is a shame. But but anyway, I mean, we have a kind of a new hipster zone that's more kind of 20-something based. It's not so much university based anymore. It's more 20 and 30-something based now.
Okay.
And but we do have a lot of comic book stores in Pittsburgh, a lot of cool ones.
Very nice. Hail 24 Eyes.
Yep.
Comic shops in Columbus, we only have a few, really.
5?
Yeah, it's very few. Very few.
Yep. Well, we're in 3 of them, luckily. So that's
you're
nice.
in 3 of them. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Okay, well, let's show you the drive here that Marvin was having a show.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got a picture already called up, if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
Really cool looking pic. I like that.
So this is our lead villain from the second story arc called Reign of Chaos, and this is Chaos.
Yeah,
and you see that he's infected with the Edge, and that's why his costume and his skin is turning.
Okay.
So he's uber powered. So he's using his powers all the time, and that's why he starts to break down.
So you said his costume change, is it like kind of like Venom, or is it something else?
No, that's his body is forming over his costume. So his costume is a change. His costume is burning away, and his skin is starting to show through the costume.
Okay.
So wait, Marvin, does he have the power to make things decay?
I mean, he can pretty much do whatever he please. So I can't say any more than that.
Okay. All right.
I know.
It looks like he's disintegrating somebody.
Right. Yeah. And he can't, and his leg is busted too. So that's why he's wearing a brace.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. Let's just flip through a little bit. Ooh, nice.
Oh,
I do like the art
that's
in
the
this.
image that is on the Kickstarter page. So
I do like that image. That's nice.
This was a 3-part cover that we did, and it's
Like a
just
gatefold?
yeah, just the team going crazy on Revenant.
Wow.
Oh man, look at that guy's head, twice.
Yes,
Just
and then his hand,
explodes.
and then the other guy's hand.
Yeah, my gosh.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to catch all of it.
No,
There's really a lot going on. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
really cool to look at. I like it.
It's
The
got
art-
that George Perez crowd fight feel to it.
Yeah, it also has a little bit of Joe Mad
Mm-hmm.
art style to it. I don't know if anybody else is picking up on that, but I pick up a little bit on it. Some of the musculature and the faces.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like there's a fighting game that kind of has this art style too, but I can't think of it. I don't, you know what I mean? For some reason, the guy in the middle, yellow, he just reminds me of something from some video game fighting game, and I can't. It just, to me, that's which I like.
Right.
I just can't think of it.
Casey said, "I don't want to go anywhere. I just want money." Casey wants money.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't a good take. How she answered.
That's kind of funny. Yeah.
That was
right. Well, Crazy Mad said, I feel like going there with dollar bills, and Casey said, "I want a bunch of dollar bills." So
yeah.
that's what she was responding to. So, heck yeah. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, wait. There we go.
Let's so this one is kind of our further away thing. So we introduce a threat that is so huge, we have to call other indie characters to come and help. So these are all different indie characters of people I know.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do we recognize any of these indie characters?
They're from different books. It's kind of like War of the Independents, but Marvin's version.
So, would we know them? Like some of them, or are they a lot of them like on?
I would say that it's mid-level popularity. I mean, if you run in the Kickstarter circles, then
okay. I was going to say, is it Kickstarter or is it?
Kickstarters and some of them direct. Some of them don't even have books out yet. Some of them might even have their first appearance in the book itself. So
anybody from Heron? Gosh,
Heroineburgh.
I know. I want to say Heroineburgh.
They will be, but not on this cover.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's interesting.
So this is our character. So we have a character roster, and these will be the characters that will be introduced in the book. I think this is up to issue 18.
Okay, this didn't let me mess with it. It said it was having trouble loading it or something.
I think it's because it's a TIFF.
Okay.
That's just one of our dual covers.
That's pretty cool.
That is one of the issue 1 covers.
Very G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it is. It is. I agree. It's cool. I like it.
And then these are just the character sheets.
That's cool. I like that. That they pop out. I like that a lot, actually. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Make cards out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Very nice. I always love character design and see what people do with it. So.
And that's just pages from the book.
Okay, so we did see this stuff.
Yeah, if you scroll down on that, I think there's some other stuff there. Yeah, there's other stuff there.
So like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Drake,
nice.
The one where the Drakes meet.
Yeah, that's back the other page. So that's one of our covers. That's issue 2. Covers issue 2.
I really like the colors on that.
Is there spoilers for who's dead? Is that why it's blacked out?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured that. So the purple and green, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's all Luis. That's all Luis. I hand him something, and this is what he gives back.
Is that signifying Revenant as an asshole?
Yes.
Okay, I figured that's what it is. I like that, man. I really do. I like that stuff. I mean, green and purple always signify villain. you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's not saying he definitely is. I mean, Hulk was purple.
So then he's got, you see, he's got his Mr. Idiom in his hand there. He doesn't go nowhere without him.
So was She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting when you think about it, though, because those colors do usually mean villain, but
the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks NBA team have those colors.
Oh, do they really?
Evil. Yeah.
So that's our villain ensemble.
Oh, okay. And this is a little more manga influenced.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, this is all the same artist.
Okay, because this looks much more manga than the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That girl reminds me of the clone of Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you see that the costume she's wearing is a dormant creature.
Yeah, you can tell it's laying around her.
Oh,
interesting.
Man.
That's pretty cool. I like that. It engulfs her hands and I mean her arms and wraps around. That's pretty cool. Very nice. I do like the design work.
Is her headdress part of the creature too?
Yes.
Wow.
So the characters in the middle, in the flaming character, they're called the Rain. So that's where Reign of Chaos comes from. So Reign of Chaos, that's the name of the team, is the Rain.
I like that. I like the name of it. Very nice. Yeah, I like the design work, man. Really do. No, wait. Is that Revenant right there?
Yes.
Okay. See, I'm recognizing you're already getting him out there, man.
And that's going to be that hollow foil cover I was talking about
with the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to be that guy.
Show him the lower left is the meeting of the Drakes.
Right here?
No.
Lower left pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two heads there is the first Heroineburgh Edge crossover, lower left. Yeah, the two guys.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. The two Drakes.
Well, at least they don't look like. Imagine if they looked like each other, then you guys.
Yeah,
would really be
that'd be cool.
What the hell?
Well, ours actually looks like the actor. We have character sheets too. I'll show you the character sheets in a minute, and you can see what Drake looks like in real life.
Oh, okay. So beautiful books, guys. That's what Crazy Mad says. That's cool.
Thank you, sir.
And then the last one there is another. So we changed up the character sheets because originally it was solo characters. So we decided to do like the Brady Bunch style.
Oh yeah, I like that.
There you go.
Very nice. Okay.
Oh,
and
Lyra definitely gives a Spider-Man vibe.
Oh, she's a different kind of person. She might not be human, so we'll see.
Okay.
But then all the other characters that are the Rain, they're all named after fallen angels.
Yeah, Azazel,
Rahab, Vul, and Celios.
Yeah, no Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You're always giving spoilers, man.
I just asked the hard-hitting questions like any good reporter.
You ask the stuff that you would not want to tell about your book. That's what
I did. No, I want to talk about it, but I know I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, see?
I like the claw marks on his shoulders. I really like that.
Too.
Yeah. So that's his. He calls it from his time in the jungle. You see that this character's hair changed from the first issue. So you see, originally he had shoulder length hair, and I was like, that was the one thing that we did that I didn't like. I was like, oh man, I can't stand this guy's hair. So in the first issue, we burn his hair off.
Oh wow!
He comes back.
You just didn't like drawing it, or you didn't like how it looked?
But I didn't. Well, Mark liked it. He wanted him to be that old West gunslinger with the shoulder length hair, and I'm like, man, it doesn't vibe with the character. So we burn his hair off in the first issue, and then he comes back. If you click on that one there, you'll see he's got the anime point on his hair now.
Oh wait, which one?
That one there.
Yeah, the one you just.
The one I already had open.
Yeah.
No,
the other one. That's the one where he has the longer hair. So in the one on the
one
left
more
here.
to the left.
One more.
That's not right. Oh,
You're the-
well, I'm trying to do it. So it
There you
is
go.
this one.
So that
Yeah.
he's got the anime point on it on the hair now.
Okay.
And we
Yeah, I
actually
see
spent
that.
a couple of pages in a later issue explaining why his hair stays like that and never moves.
Okay.
Like it doesn't grow? His hair
No.
can't grow?
No, not anymore.
Wow.
I wish. Don't you wish you could have hair that would just stay there like that?
I wish I
Friggin'
could
awesome.
have hair, not
Yeah,
where
me
it
too.
stay.
I don't know if I miss it that much, man. It's a lot of
I
not
do.
caring
Yeah, I like-
about it anymore.
like
And
having
that,
So
that
nice.
cover was done by Neto Diaz, and he recently just got signed to Marvel.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, cool. This has been some really nice stuff, man.
Thank you.
But you
Yes, you
guys,
guys are doing a lot.
so you've spent a lot of time on Kickstarter, right?
No, this will be my first one.
Oh, so have you done Indiegogo, or how have you been doing? How have you been selling?
Out of the old pocket.
Oh, okay, so you've just been like Comic-Cons, things like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And direct to
Traditional
stores.
stuff.
Yeah, direct. Yeah,
Okay.
we go direct to stores too. Yep. I curated a list of over almost 500 stores in the United States that are indie friendly.
So
Wow.
I contacted most of those, and got 200 to sign on to carry the books.
Wow, that is
So
really
you-
cool.
If you call
so-
indie oriented stores, and you get like a 30 to 40% yes response, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
And then you just
Yeah.
you send them invoices through PayPal, and you just keep in touch. So
Nice.
we-
That's really cool.
yeah, we
Where'd you
support
guys-
the.
Where was the list at? Where'd you guys find it? Who
I
was
created.
doing it?
I'll share it with you. I mean, anybody can have it. I created the list myself.
Oh,
Oh,
it
that's
wasn't.
great.
Oh, how you said it, I thought it was a pre-existing that you kind
Oh
of.
no, this was blood, sweat, and tears of going through all these stores.
Yeah, we'll gladly take that off your hands for you.
Although, in addition to the list Marvin created, I also took the recommendations of various regional creators.
Okay.
And, like, for example, we have a friend in Akron who creates Hero Tomorrow comics, Ted Sikora. He does Tap Dance Killer and Bloom and those books. And, he told me all about Northeast Ohio. And so I went over that list with Ted and was pretty successful there. So, if there's a creator in a certain city who knows their region and they, tell us what to do, it usually helps us a good deal get in touch. Other strong areas we have some in Portland. We have a whole bunch in Texas, a few in New England. And I just got 3 stores in Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. So,
Wow.
yeah, so you can really, if you have to do the work, it's kind of like the old times in the 80s when people like Kevin Eastman or Dave Sim would get on the phone and call stores, except now we can also, in addition to calling, we can also use the internet to send them, previews and packages. And, it's a little bit easier, but you still have to be persistent and do the work if you do it that way. Yeah.
That's why before we were talking and I mentioned the comic book orc, is they do have independent comics there. So I'm surprised that they didn't link up with you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could try again, but from what I remember, that didn't work. We have 3 in Columbus: Crazy, Comic Town, and
Laughing Ogre.
and World's Great.
Yeah,
World's
Laughing
Yeah,
Ogre is the one.
it's called the Laughing Ogre. So that
Laughing
didn't work
Ogre.
for you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they only do like regional.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. They have
So
different
maybe they just
philosophies.
do
Like, what's the other one in Hilliard? Rat Pack.
Every
or
store's
Pack
different.
Rat. Yeah, Pack Rat
Pack Rat,
Comics.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's
I-
another comic.
I think we might have contacted them. I don't remember, but every
Okay.
store is different. The thing is, the constant with this is you have to get in touch with the person making the actual decisions.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, the
can't be
boss.
bogged down with.
Well, and here's
with-
the other thing.
Yeah.
One thing I found out about Pack Rat was that they don't support indies very good. They said,
Okay.
if they're not like really consistent putting them out, they said they don't really want to deal with it too much. And I'm like, I mean, I get that as a comic store, but on the other hand, I have some feelings about that. So, because
the
a lot
best
of
way to do this in general is to talk to the actual owner
Yeah.
themselves.
Well, this is coming from the owner. I talked to her.
Yeah.
But
well, it
you
doesn't.
know,
I mean, it doesn't always
truth,
work.
Well, the truth about it for me was that I felt kind of like it was I don't know, it was kind of a slap, you know, because we're a small town where I live, outside of Columbus, and I felt like, you know, comic shops should be letting all the locals put their stuff. If they've got local people making comic books, they ought to be putting that out there and showcasing it, you know, because it's small.
There's a comic store 5 minutes from our front door, and he refuses to carry my book.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous to me. I'm like, why would you do that? You're a comic shop.
Yeah.
I understand the sale thing, but you're not getting anything out of it. Why not just let it be shown? You know what I mean? See what happens.
Yeah, it increases your chances though if you can connect with the actual decision maker / owner.
Yeah.
Like Marvin said, there are 3 stores in Pittsburgh which refuse to carry our stuff, but then there are 12 which do.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a numbers game, but you increase your chances of success if you get the person involved, you know, who makes the actual decisions involved in doing that. And, you know, if they've heard of something that you are influenced by, like if you say, hey, you know, this, if you like George Perez, if you like FemForce, you'll like this. That also increases the chances, you know. If you drop the name of a local creator, hey, Ted Sikora told us to call you, you know, that helps as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, but you have to make the connection, you know. That's it.
On that spreadsheet, there is a document that I put on there that has ideas and thoughts on what works, what's worked for me, and what works us as a group, and with keywords or things like that. Some things that people are asking about when you get in contact, because, you know, don't call on a Wednesday or a Tuesday now. That's off limits.
Gosh.
Because they're putting books on the shelf. They don't want to be bothered. Generally, Mondays, usually Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays are your best times to call the shop.
To me, it feels kind of crazy, because it's like, I mean, I get that they're busy and stuff, but, you know, I mean, it's not like comic shops kind of suffer a lot of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, I mean, like it's one of those businesses where these guys are continuously shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, maybe if you tapped into the indie industry, maybe there would be a true renaissance in the comic books, you know? Mm-hmm. I think there already is, but I think it might get bigger if some of the shops would be like, oh yeah, we're going to do this.
I mean, I've run into multiple stores that don't even want to deal with distributors anymore. They're a bunch of stores are willing and ready to go direct. They want to just cut the middleman out of it and just go direct from my hand to their hand.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I would if I was them.
Well, it's interesting. When Derek and I started this, our idea was just to go to cons.
Yeah.
You know, we would try stores, but we kind of fell into Comicsgate and independent comics online. Like, that was just something, and they kind of just opened their arms to us. And, you know. Well,
and then one of the things we do when we go to cons is that we find the comic shops that are at the con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Put them there also. Right. So and then you're in that setting. Sometimes these stores are coming from further away. They're coming from the Midwest or the West Coast to these shows, and we have the ability to say, hey, come to our table, check us out. Here's a business card, or it's like that. But, it just opened those doors. And even if when we go to shows in other towns, we go to the comic shops that are in that town too and talk to them.
Is it ever not worth to go to a con, or especially with gas prices going up? Does it get a little tougher to?
I mean, I don't think, because like in Pittsburgh, we have a pretty good public transportation system, so we can pretty much travel around with our suitcases. So
you guys don't go out of state though to other cons?
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant more. Like if you're going to New York,
well, I mean,
Chicago,
this was last year, so gas prices weren't what they were.
Yeah.
But hopefully by the time we get to shows, the gas.
Yeah, hopefully. Give it another 4 years.
even in 2021, we were in Boston, we were in Connecticut, and Akron, West Virginia.
Nice.
This year, we're going back to those places. We're also going to Dayton and hopefully Baltimore Comic-Con and
Very
we
cool.
were in Altoona, PA, which is actually quite a nice place.
Yeah.
A nice con. So yeah, we make the within like a 6-7 hour radius. Yeah, shops have been closing
Very
down,
cool.
but
Yeah. Well,
but
I mean, a lot of this stuff started when Diamond did the shutdown, and we were on a group on Facebook with shops that were looking for new stuff. So we were able to get a lot of stuff in the stores because they weren't getting anything from Diamond. They were like, all right, who's got books? We're back.
Yeah, that's great.
That was a boom for us, and that's what started me on making that list, because we were just going through multiple stores in that list and saying, hey, put them on the list. And then I just started searching for stores like around the country and even overseas. So you see there's a tab on there for international. I'm growing that now too, because
that's crazy.
We've grown in the places in like Australia and Africa, in the UK, especially in Canada and Mexico. I mean, our only barrier right now is shipping. That's our only barrier to getting books around the world is the cost is on it. I sent a package to the UK a while back. It cost $60, and I had to pack it with so much stuff just to make it worth it for the guy.
Yeah, you really have to pack it tightly. I wonder how much it's gonna cost to send these books. Well, someone asked about you, boys, Zach. So I said we have our books. We have our books in his city in McAllen, Texas. But
okay.
But yeah, I'm wondering how much it's going to cost to send the books to Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. We're going to have to see, but it's kind of worth it because the guy runs 3 different stores, so that's kind of what makes it worth it is the volume. We are going to be at Gem City Comic Con this year in Dayton, Crazy Mad.
Nice.
So we look forward to seeing you come up to the table, to the comic table, and visit us. Yeah,
we've actually met a lot of people that are from Ohio. That are comic skate. So I mean,
So, I mean, Murph, we need to think about going to that. That way we can meet up and meet people and meet you guys. That'd be awesome. And
that's the whole entire thing is networking and meeting other people, and then using their connections to get to other people, because I mean, the comic world is small, the world is big.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot more attractive face to face than camera. So.
I don't.
I mean, we're all rocking the gray right now, right?
I know.
Damn.
This is from going comic books. I'm only 18.
It's wisdom. It's wisdom. It's
Man, I'm
the
gonna
wisdom.
hate to see Noah, Kevin.
It's the wisdom trying to get out.
Yeah. So like
we know a kid who's like 16 making comics right now.
Oh yeah.
Like I've talked to every store on that list, and they are very friendly to creators during certain times. So like I say, is that don't call on Tuesdays. Tuesday is DC now. Wednesday is everything else. Don't ever call on a Tuesday or Wednesday because they will answer and be very pissy. It's happening.
All right. Hope to see you at Gem City Comic Con this year. It'll be Marvin, myself, possibly Mauricia, Vendetta, who you saw in the video. Nice. Okay. And Crazy Mad says, Dirk, leave Mr. Idiot at home. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. So this has been awesome, man. I love seeing your guys' material. I haven't had much chance. I have heard of Heroineburgh, but I haven't had a chance to check it out. So it's really great.
Yeah, like I said, we've been in the community like less than a year, and there's so much. There's so much creativity. There's so much it's just amazing. Like you think there would be a bag load of shit, and I can't think of anything where I've been like, man, that's just bad. You know what I mean? It's so good.
Yeah. I get to see a ton of it too. Just like you guys do, I get to see a ton of it too. I mod for about 8 different channels. And when I'm on the chat on Critical Blast or Joe Sontag's show or a few others, the amount of quality books coming through and people talking about them is just amazing. It's really a golden age of independence.
I mean, seriously.
Outside of YouTube and the crowdfunding scene, people don't really know about it,
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly think probably in 5 years, maybe 10, but I think the internet I think independent comics are going to come under an umbrella. You're either going to get big things all together, you're going to get one whole thing, and people are just in a community. And I could even see honestly like a streaming, like how Marvel does it, where you have so many books, people just pay for a monthly fee and you can read whoever, because there's so much.
Me, it seems like people will start building, there's a lot of people who have not just IPs, but almost like you guys have like a business model.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You have the start of a would-be like Marvel or DC, you know what I mean? Like Dark Horse or something
Image.
like that.
Yeah,
so,
Image. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's one of the things that I'm going to capture. So we actually are getting ready to work on a series about comic creation and the pitfall.
That'll be great.
And I continuously have to switch those hats around, because the business side is the hardest thing to do. And I noticed that you can make a really great book, but if you can't promote it, it doesn't matter. You're only going to get that one issue.
That's one thing that we've struggled with.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The working title for the series is going to be called Script to Store.
Okay.
So that's
which is really.
I mean, I think it's much needed. It's one of those things where I learned so much in creating this comic. It's been ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Now, I learned a lot, and there was a lot of learning curve. But on the business side, I would say, definitely my weakest. And it's because nobody teaches you that stuff. Like you have to have.
Well, they do, but they want to charge you for it.
Yeah, they pay. Yeah, they want
comic launch and things like that, where they want you to pay for it. I'm giving it away for free. I don't want it.
Yeah, well, and I'm a teacher at heart too, and I love that too. I mean, for me, I don't care if I tell people about it. Go for it, man. If you can make something and get people to like it, rock on. Because I love comics. It's just like music. I like to give my music away too. Like as far as teaching it and telling people what to do. I think that's where it's at, to be honest.
Yeah, information should be free. And
yeah,
I didn't know anything when I started, and no one wanted to tell me anything. So it was a lot of, like you said, trial and error and making mistakes. And now those mistakes are gone, and then now it's about budget, figuring out what your budget is, and making sure that you can get that money back off your sales. Right.
Yeah, we're not quite there. I mean, we're still learning about just crowdfunding in general, for one thing, which is its own animal. It's not even just the making comic thing. It's the business side of things still.
And I always looked at it because most businesses, you take 5 years to make a profit. So to me, I'm like, our first couple of comics, I'm not expecting a profit or even to get back, honestly, probably just to be in red, but be okay enough to still not.
Right. You don't want to have to mortgage the whole entire house to pay for one book.
Yeah. But that's what helps with crowdfunding, though, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming, and we're doing some filming this summer at the comic shop. So that's going to be our first piece.
I was going to say, for your show, that's such a cool thing, because you can bring your camera there, and if you're talking about someone, you got them right there. They can talk with That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is kind of an evolution out of. So we do have cameras that we use for our live action show, right? And also on our YouTube channel, the Heroineburgh YouTube channel, it's a series of videos profiling local comic shops and creators called Comicsburg. And that's how we started. We made 7 episodes of that, and then we kind of used that name to, signify the creator, the collective bunch of creators. So now
I really do see people growing out of that, though, because to me, it's like, I think Comicsgate can go for a while, but I actually think there's going to be evolution to it, and it's going to grow into several companies instead of just groups.
And I think the generation of kids growing up now with screens are going to eventually want physical media, because it's going to look as oh, this is nice having a book in your hand, and I think that'll happen.
They want it now. They want physical media already.
People want it already. Yeah.
It's called manga.
It's why so many people are against the digital tiers, on crowdfunding.
We did digital just because we knew,
shipping is why we did.
Yeah, shipping to Australia, shipping's more than the cost of our book, so it's just
we want people to be able to read it.
Right. I mean, and like you said, that's why you do it, for those international people. Like I can only ship to Mexico, South America, and Canada. I can't. It's just going to be too expensive and it's going to be a thick trade paperback book, and it's going to be heavy. And the post office is going to put their finger on the scale and say that it's 2 pounds. Like, no, it's not. No way. It's happened to me. I had a box. I had actually one. It's a box with one of these statues in it. This thing does not weigh a pound, and you can see the box.
Oh, that's one of your characters, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
This is the box, cardboard box, and I handed it to her. She's like, "This is a pound." I'm like, "There's no way." So I'm looking. I'm like, "You got your finger on the scale or something? What are you doing?"
It's a lot of air, man. It's a lot of air.
So now I get them. So I do all my postage at home. So I buy all the labels on ShipStation, and then I do pickup. They do free pickup during the week. So I set everything outside. The mailman picks it up. He takes it to a different post office, and I have no problems.
Okay.
They actually shipped me stuff back because they said it wasn't media mail. They sent it back to me.
Oh wow. Yeah, we chose Critical Blast to help us.
Mm-hmm.
RJ,
just because we don't know what we're doing, and we're just
I mean, it took some of the thought out of it for us, which is nice.
That's a good choice. RJ will do a good job.
Yeah, I think he will too. And I feel good about it, and I also feel like he'll do a pretty pro thing. And I don't want to worry about that end of it. You know what I mean? I want to focus on the other piece, which is the creative side, and then growing the IP and doing all that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you think about that, but would that help your thing? Would that help you at all, or would that not help you out?
I mean,
like
using somebody like him.
Is your time doing it worth the money you get back from not having someone do it?
I probably think so. I mean, I like have set like schedules and stuff for that kind of stuff. So I mean, I'm actually getting like for the Kickstarter stuff. I have to set up an assembly line, and I'm going to have people come over and help me do that kind of stuff.
Nice.
But I mean, it's.
I'm sure I'm going to be in the mix helping out there. And look,
So,
I probably would do it, if I ran a campaign, which eventually maybe once we put out 4 books, I might too.
Mm-hmm.
I would certainly do the same thing. I'm already used to mailing out dozens and dozens of packages. I just don't do them all at once because the ordering is gradual from the stores. If I had to do them all at once, I'd just take 3 or 4 days and do it. I don't think I would need an RJ, but if you're using RJ, he's probably the best person for the job around at this point.
Yeah,
so I would recommend him if you want to get, keep your hands free of that kind of. He'll definitely come through for you. Solid guy.
Yeah, and we also know a guy in Australia that is doing a service for people who, if they ship a lot of books there, they can ship it to him, and then he'll disperse it in Australia for everybody.
That's what you need. I didn't realize there was a guy doing that.
Yeah, hockey. If you know hockey,
do you know who that is?
No.
I
mean, I know folks like Corey Barton and Michael Bancroft.
Okay.
But hockey's always in Bancroft's streams.
Yeah, hockey's a good guy.
Hockey's a real
okay.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. Yeah,
hockey does his
you're
own.
Right, I've seen his name.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's trying to disperse it to everybody, and you ship one time to everybody, so you get one big price, but then he'll take care of it from there on. And I think that's just a great idea. So
I mean,
it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, if you set someone like that up on every in every country, then you that'll work, and then you can do that for him when he ships stuff to you in the States. But I mean that's a good idea.
That's what's something that makes me love this community, not just because of the art and entertainment and like the creativity, but like the fellowship. Like, you think people would be like your competition because I have a book and you have a book. I have seen zero competition outside of there's a couple YouTube people that fight and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I've always seen people giving out free information or, hey, it's always like people are looking to help. It's not like people like scheming, looking to, at least from my experience, my experience.
I mean, there are people out there. I see some jealousy and things like that, but it's not terrible. I mean, I think it's,
from any other type of community. it's not as good as what this is.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything else. There's always going to be grifters out there, and you just have to steer clear of them. That's all.
So yeah, if you guys look at the Alley and Hockey Show, they have a show, and you can look them up on YouTube.
Well, Hockey's got a Twitter, right? I just can't think of what it is.
I'm sure he's on there, but you'll see him around. I'm sure you will. But if you look up their show, they'll be on too. So, well, we were going on 2 hours now, so I think we may.
Our goal is an hour, but it's like
we never make it. But there was a lot of stuff to talk about this time, so that's okay.
You guys got a lot of stuff going.
You have a lot going on. So that's cool. No, it was great talking to you. I'm glad we know about all this stuff, and
appreciate it.
Knowing that you're Heroineburgh, knowing that you're a promoter, you might have to check out. I want you to check out our live stream, my band's live stream.
If I can find, because I feel like I've talked to like direct message Hockey. I think I'll look through my Twitter. If I find his, I can send you his Twitter account.
Sure. What were you going to say, Heroineburgh?
Sorry.
Oh no, I heard the one sessions that you had on Bandcamp.
Oh, cool, nice. Yeah, we just did a
sessions. What you called it?
Phil Tuttle sessions. Yeah, you listened to that?
Right, the Phil Tuttle sessions. Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah, we were going to actually live stream with him, but then we had to switch and go to another venue, and it ended up being just as good, and we just ended up enjoying it, and had a really good turnout. But I don't know if you're just curious. Yeah, give it a listen. It was fun. I hope we end up making it over to Pittsburgh and getting to play over there, because then our friend was going to come to our area and play with us as well. And so it's nice. We were going to maybe get like a regional, I don't know if I call it a group, but like a regional show going on, which was kind of fun.
Has your city talked about getting the rail connection with us? Have you guys heard? Columbus has wanted to do a speed rail from Chicago to Columbus to Pittsburgh. Have you guys heard that where you're at?
That would make it real easy to go to cons in both cities. Tell you that.
Like it's one of those like Asian. I guess the train's like in a pole or something, so it goes ridiculous. So it'd be like 30 minutes from Columbus to Pittsburgh, and like Pittsburgh to Chicago would be like an hour.
That freaks me the hell out, man.
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I mean,
futuristic stuff.
You can do that kind of stuff in Japan because their infrastructure is pretty good, and here in the United States, our infrastructure is garbage.
Yeah, but you think if those three cities, like Chicago, Columbus, and Pittsburgh, there's a lot of money in even businesses. You'd think from employment wise, you'd have a greater. I don't know why it doesn't. Like those three cities should be like, hell yeah. Like,
I mean, we can't keep our bridges up and streets open up to swallow buses. So
yeah, no doubt. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys for coming on. This has been a good time. It's very, very nice to meet you, and
nice to meet you.
It was a good discussion we had. So we thank you for coming here.
Yeah, you guys ever have something new? Let us know. We'll get you back on the show.
Yeah, man. Awesome. So just tell us kind of where we can find you. For everybody out there,
The Edge Comic on Instagram and Facebook. On Twitter I am at Marvin Wynn, and you can get on the website is theedgecomic.com, which is currently pointing to the Kickstarter page.
All right.
So we have full social media. We have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube channel, which has lots of short clips and the Comicsburg episodes. We have Instagram. We also have Getter and Parler, and we have DeviantArt. Getter is a different version of Twitter.
Like a conservative?
Yeah, it's just taken off. So we have all those, and our main site, of course, is heroineburgh.com, HeroineBurgh, female superheroes in Pittsburgh. And if you go to our site, you can download the episodes. And you can order the comic books, or we have a list of almost 200 stores you can buy them at in North America. So easy peasy. Nice. And we have our email, if anybody wants to contact us about anything directly, is info@heroineburgh.com.
Okay. All right. Well, Murph, go ahead and talk about where they can find you. Murph, you there? Did you freeze up on me? What's up?
Oh, Murph.
He froze, man. He's just got this weird stare. We better remove him.
Oh,
I'm gonna pull him out until he's ready. But yeah. So anyway, Dirk and Murph, you can find both of us on Twitter. If you find it's at DRock, and then if you look up Murph, there he is. He's back. Okay. Hey.
Did you kick me?
No, you froze.
No, I know. There was all the there has to be something with my apartment. Either someone tried. It's always the same time.
Yeah.
It's so something going on. But
okay, where can we find you, man?
My Twitter is KJMurphy518. Why don't we have the name things up? We usually have our name.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It might have changed. I might have changed it accidentally and didn't mean to.
Ruh-roh.
We have a Facebook, but we don't do anything with it because Facebook's done nothing for us. That we put everything on that at first and nothing. So really, Twitter's kind of our thing, is where we post things. Usually, we have this show every Tuesday at 8:00. Derek's got a Twitter too, but he needs to show it because it's wacky and crazy and doesn't make sense.
It's at DRock. You just type in at DRock, it'll come right up.
Yeah, but it's spelled differently and it looks weird.
Not DRock, DROKK. It's all good.
Yeah, but it's all over the place. It's up and down, and it looks alien.
Once you type in DRO, it'll come right up, and you guys will be fine.
That's it, right? We only have Facebook and.
Well, I have Facebook, The Art of Derek Clay, or you can find us at Ballad of Celestials on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter, and then our Indiegogo page live. We have Ballad of the Celestials open, which you forgot to talk about.
Yeah,
No, it's all good, man. But
we still got
and we're currently trying to fund.
And next week we should actually have a big update.
Well, we're trying to reach our goal.
Yeah, we should have a big update next week. We're going to have a meeting on the weekend to kind of do some things to change things up. That's coming soon.
Show.
Coming soon. We're gonna.
Well, we thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a good discussion, and we wish you guys the best. Keep in touch with us, and we'll definitely have you guys back on, man. We'll be looking out for what you guys are up to.
Awesome.
So,
thank you.
Farewell from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Pittsburgh is Comicsburg.
Good night.
Remember, like, subscribe.
Right.
Murph and Dirk and Dirk and Murph and Murph and Dirk and Dirk.